A good evening and welcome to Cornerstone Arena as we get ready for Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks Lacrosse here on Blue Squatch Productions. My name is Trevor Butts. So happy to be joining you all here today for what should be an exciting game as the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks take on the Seneca WarChiefs. WarChiefs coming off the back of a big win last night over the Tonawanda Junior Braves. That puts them to a perfect 3-0 record, while the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks have paced the First Nations Junior B Lacrosse League for most of the season. They sit with a 5-1 record. Their lone defeat coming against this Seneca WarChiefs team earlier in the season. Teams are out on the floor, lining up, getting ready, as we will have a special presentation with the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks head coach Randy Chrysler down on the floor.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to the game tonight. Just a little presentation for a young lady that has been part of Tuscarora Miners since they reformed. She's been part of Junior B, Tuscarora Junior B, Tomahawks, and the Senior Bs. A lot of organizations have people like this that just are effortlessly doing things behind the scenes. Pretty emotional guys, huh? But she's helped me out in the Junior B team so much. We don't always see eye to eye, but that's what I like about her. She's a strong Native woman. She has her opinion, she'll let you know it. But she has done so much for this organization behind the scenes. She's done so much for the Junior B team here with checks and balancing and just always there, scheduling, and always yelling at each other about scheduling. But she keeps me on my toes. So I just want to present Jessica Gansworth, just an appreciation for being thankful for what she does and acknowledging her for what she does. Quinlan McCormick made her a ribbon skirt, so I can present that. Always there, and I just appreciate her. I just wanted to show everybody, let her know that she's the one behind the scenes. Thank you. All right, everybody, I'm Coach.
A great opening presentation there from the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks head coach Randy Chrysler, as he was able to continue on here as we get ready for a great Junior Tomahawks game. Back now and ready to go here from inside Cornerstone Arena. This should be a great matchup between these two teams, two budding rivals here in the First Nations Junior B Lacrosse League. As I mentioned, the Tuscarora Tomahawks enter this game with a 5-1 record, while the Seneca WarChiefs hold a perfect 3-0 record on the season. Sticks are banging, guys are down as we are underway here from Cornerstone Arena. First face-off is won and controlled by the Seneca WarChiefs. Here come the WarChiefs getting on their first attack of the ball game. Ball swung up top as Brian Freeman looks to start the attack. Quick shot down low and they score. Wasting no time whatsoever are the Seneca WarChiefs. They are off to an early 1-0 lead. And here we'll get another look at the quick early goal for the WarChiefs. A quick stick right on the crease for Jaden Kennedy. A very impressive player for this WarChiefs team. Did great with them last night in the WarChiefs' big victory over the Tonawanda Junior Braves. As a matter of fact, Jaden Kennedy with a pair of goals last night against Tonawanda. He's already halfway to his total from last game. Let's see if he's able to get to that number as this game progresses. Now we're going to see the junior Tomahawks on the attack for the first time today. Quick shot on there from Cash Jacobs is denied by the Seneca WarChiefs starting goaltender Brendan D. No Damian Warrior tonight for the WarChiefs. Warrior played most of the game last night. D got in for a few moments near the end as the game got out of hand. So he was able to get warmed up and ready to go here for this one. As on the other end, Tanyan Davis makes his first save of the game. Davis has had a good season so far for the junior Tomahawks. If he gets off to a good start, he's a very tough man to beat, but the WarChiefs were able to get one by him early, and they're going to have to try and keep putting the shots on and the pressure on to try and continue to beat Davis, as they only have 8 seconds on the shot clock here. Ball goes all the way down and on the back of the netting, resulting in the turnover in possession. Tuscarora bringing the ball up the floor. The junior Tomahawks. Here is Cash Jacobs. Had the last shot for the junior Tomahawks on their prior possession. Jacobs looking for an opening. Has a man in the middle. Outside look there from Jake Bush is stopped by Brendan D. Jake Bush, the product of Frontier High School and the current Dieuville Saint, letting the outside shot go. On his career at Dieuville, 4 goals and 12 points for Bush with the Saints. As I've gotten to watch him quite a bit at Dieuville, he's a very good player out on the field, but he looks right at home here in the box as that shot from Garen John goes right into Tanyan Davis as he'll send a good outlet feed forward for Caden Lillaby. Lillaby going to toss it over to his man Dakota Ferguson. Ferguson flips it now to Mike Hayes. Hayes shifting away from one, gets a pick. Hayes ducks between 2 defenders, gets a shot off, but it'll go up and off the glass. Stayed in play, skips past the stick of Gansworth. Hustle play here. Who's going to come away with the loose ball? And it's going to be the WarChiefs. Good work there by number 22, Simon White, who had a very good game for the WarChiefs last night. He was all over the floor for Seneca as they get back on the attack here. Ball onto the near side. Pass is deflected into the middle. Picked up in the corner. Croy Snow with it. Up top, John with a nice little toe drag. Gets to the net and scores. Let's get another look at that one here from Garen John. As maybe not how he drew it up. A good toe drag just right under the right arm of Tanyan Davis. As I think Garen himself might say that one wasn't my best, but goal scorers find a way to get the ball into the back of the net. John does there, and the product of Onondaga Community College makes it a 2-0 lead for the WarChiefs as a hit there. And it will be a penalty now coming up against the WarChiefs. We'll take another look at it here, see if we got it. And no, apologies, just missed it. Got the tail end there, but looked like a cross-check, the motion from the official. So for the first time today, we will see the junior Tomahawks on the power play. And this could be just what Tuscarora needs to get into this game. As got to see my main man Herbie John walk by, giving me a fist bump here, cheering on his son as Tuscarora goes to work here. Pass from Gansworth doesn't find his man in the corner. Picked off here by the WarChiefs. Here comes Jackson Mohawk. Mohawk had a rip in the last game, and he's going to go over and back. Possession awarded to Tuscarora. Mohawk a defender here, and the rest of his defense putting in some good work here to force the turnover. But when talking about Jackson Mohawk, a great defender here for the WarChiefs, but somebody who can grip it and rip it too. We got to see that last night as the Tomahawks able to get the ball back, as it was Antonio Palat coming up with the loose ball for the WarChiefs that got them the possession momentarily, but Tuscarora has it back. Jake Gansworth tosses it over to the near side. Cam Hill Jr. has it. Gansworth, the captain, has his shot blocked in front. Not sure who soaked that one, either Palat or White, I believe. Either way, Bear Martin has the ball now for the WarChiefs. Martin took a slash up high, but an off-ball play will give possession to Tuscarora. Looking to spring a break here are the Tomahawks. Villavada in the corner loses control. Bear Martin picks it up, and here come the WarChiefs up the floor. Awkward pass is corralled by Simon White momentarily, but knocked out by Villavada. Great stick check there from Cameron Villavada. Not hard to see why he was recruited to St. Bonaventure out of Hamburg High School, as here come the Tomahawks back on their attack. Jet Richardson gets it over to the near side. Back into the middle. Cash Jacobs with it. Jacobs looking for a shot there. Goes off of D and out of play. Another shot off. D still in play here as loose ball picked up by Stevens. Able to flip it over to Jet. Richardson's pass goes high off the glass. Picked up by a WarChief. Sent long over the top forward. Connects on the pass, but knocked out of the stick of Brian Freeman at the last second. Freeman's got it back in the corner. Freeman with it behind the net as two Tomahawks converge on him, but not enough to take the ball away. WarChiefs with it up top. Stepping in, firing there is Garen John, but the shot goes wide. Loose ball picked up by the Tomahawks. Here comes Eldon Ground. Ground with the traditional stick there, throws the ball away as Garen John will take it from him. John had a hattie last night in the WarChiefs win over the Junior Braves, as this pass goes off the boards from Jaden Kennedy. Loose ball corralled now by Kennedy. Or check that, Croy Snow rather, as he gets the ball down low for Steep Rock, who scores. Great work by Jaden Kennedy to secure the loose ball and make sure the WarChiefs able to maintain possession. And then Ethan Steep Rock buries the shot on the doorstep to make it a 3-0 lead for the Seneca WarChiefs, as we will have a timeout called on the floor by the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks. And during this break in the action, just want to make sure we say thank you to Randy Chrysler for all his support of Blue Squatch Productions here, as without him and all the sponsors, these broadcasts would not be possible. Be sure to check them all out.
Chevrolet, thank you, Kippo Chevrolet. TMG, Tarbell Management Group. Nico Petroleum, LLC. Dental Care Associates.
Back now on Blue Squatch Productions. Thank you for the helpful hint in the chat, Greg. Wasn't quite sure, but I did see a few Johns out there. I knew Garen was Herb's son, but Randall's out there too, so double duty for Herb today, as he's here supporting his boys and the WarChiefs, as they're back on the attack looking for more, but Tanyan Davis steps up and makes a big save here for the Junior Tomahawks. Now Mike Hayes in transition. Hayes closed down quickly here as he tries to break free. Ball knocked to the floor. Joyce John knocked it free, but a violation here will keep possession with Tuscarora. Tomahawks on the attack now. Cam Hill Jr. wearing number 16 today. Passes it up top. Gansworth with an outside rip. Or check that, Matt Jones. That goes off the post and all the way down into the stick of Tanyan Davis. We'll send it forward now to Jones, and we have a penalty coming up off ball here that we were not able to capture, as it looks like it'll be number 33, Jackson Mohawk, as he will get hit with 2 penalties, it sounds like. I believe I heard our officials say cross-check and interference. And yeah, 4 minutes up on the board. So a big call early on in this game as the Junior Tomahawks will go on the power play for 4 minutes here. And this is a big moment. The Junior Tomahawks 0 for 1 on the man advantage so far. Hayes with a shot there, blocked in front. Loose ball picked up by Hayes on the near boards. Hayes pass deflected. Not able to be intercepted, though. Jake Bush gets a hold of it. Hayes up top now. Gensworth with a low drive. Stopped by D. WarChiefs bringing it up the near boards. Bear Martin showing off the wheels here for the WarChiefs. Able to get it into safe territory and now along the near boards. With it is Kennedy. Jaden Kennedy switches to the far side now. Brian Freeman has a lane. Quickly closed down there by Villavada. Great work by Cameron Villavada tracking back. Loose ball out in front. Snagged midair by Eldon Ground. Ground, the Akron Tiger, flips it back to his man Cash Jacobs. Jacobs spent his freshman year at SUNY Brockport, the Golden Eagle. Passes it over to Jake Answorth as Jacobs, 26 goals, 33 points this past year with SUNY Brockport. A great addition to their squad, I am sure, as he is forced to send it all the way into the corner. Ricochets off the glass and back down to the other end. It's a shot clock violation here against the Junior Tomahawks, as we say thank you to all 54 of you out there watching here with us. Thank you so very much for making us a part of your Wednesday evening. Who doesn't love some midweek lacrosse here on Blue Squatch Productions, as we have a call off ball here that will give possession to Tuscarora. So a few unnecessary, uncaused turnovers here for the WarChiefs, but nothing has really bought them, and now we'll get another. Nothing has bit them, in the butt just yet, but we're going to get a back-in call here as Tuscarora will get possession, and let's see if they can take advantage of the mistake here by the WarChiefs. Not too often a team like this makes those mental mistakes, but they made a few here. Big hit delivered there by Bush in the corner, but illegally, says the official. Possession awarded to the WarChiefs. And you might be wondering why I say this WarChiefs team doesn't make lots of mistakes. Well, they are one of the best and well-coached teams that you can find here at the First Nations League, led by their Hall of Fame head coach, Darius Kilgore. If you don't know who that man is, you better get to know, as he is a legend in the lacrosse world. And then, just current Tonawanda Brave Kent Baker Printup on the team, on the coaching staff as well, and current Buffalo Bandit world champion Ron John coaching the defense up for them as well. That's a tough coaching staff to match, as they are very knowledgeable and all have been great players throughout their careers in their own right, with Kent and Ron John still being active and doing great things in the lacrosse world, as that shot is stopped by Brendan D, who has looked very solid here for the WarChiefs so far. WarChiefs rocking their black with green numbers, going right to left. The Tomahawks in their white with their maroon trim, as the WarChiefs rocking these unis last night. I hope they washed them after the game, because they were playing hard outside at Tonawanda. As we get an outside shot there from Garen John, blocked in front. Jet Richardson has it. Here comes Jet. Sends a pass forward now. Looking to get the shot off there is Stevens. He does, but it's denied by D. Matt Jones able to secure the rebound. Takes a hit after the play that will draw a penalty from the official. And I can hear Randy Chrysler shouting from the bench, that's a 5-minute hit to the head, as this 4-minute power play nearly up, only 22 seconds remain in it. Let's take a look here at the hit. Oh, there it is. I apologize. I thought I missed it, but no, right to the head. And that to me was in the head area and a dangerous hit. We'll give you another look at it here and is definitely in the 5-minute major territory. And oh yeah, cross check right up into the jaw of Matt Jones, as I hope he didn't lose any chiclets after that. As we will see what goes on the board here with 9:06 remaining. It is a 5-minute major going up on the board against Antonio Palat. And now for 22 seconds, the Junior Tomahawks will have a 5-on-3. Then after that, they'll have 4 minutes plus of a 5-on-4. So the Junior Tomahawks could go well over 8 minutes here on a power play. Because remember, they had the 4-minute man advantage before. So they can really have a big opportunity to get on the board here. And this is your best chance on the man advantage. 5-on-3, going to run it as 4-on-3 with the sweeper up top. Here come the Tomahawks on the attack. Pass goes off the stick of Bush and off the glass. Fortuitous bounce for the Tomahawks that it stays in play. Gansworth goes to Bush. Now Gansworth again. Quick pass down low. Can't get the shot off. Bush gets to the net. Low drive there is stopped by D. Good look there from Jake Bush, but a better save from Brendan D. White has it. White using some good moves here to get past defenders and get into open space. Here's Simon White. He's not going to stop. White flips it over. Shot from Snow, blocked in front. Davis might have caught a piece of it. And they are going to say it did catch Davis for the reset as the Junior Tomahawks get the ball back. Great play there by Simon White, but unable to get the finish from his teammate Croy Snow. But still a tremendous effort from White as he's back out there defensively now for the WarChiefs. 5-on-4 now for the Junior Tomahawks as Hayes' shot is stopped. Tuscarora now goes to 0 of 3 on the game on the power play after going scoreless on the 4-minute penalty earlier. The 2 penalties that added up to 4 as Bear Martin plays it into the corner. WarChiefs just looking to drain the clock here. 3:30 remaining in the penalty. Outside shot there coming from Joyce John. I don't think anybody on the floor saw that one. No one moved. Fortunately for the Tomahawks, went off the boards onto the back of the net, giving them the possession as Gansworth will go for a change. Flips it to Cam Hill Jr. Hill Jr. plays some catch. Hill Jr. takes a shot, trying to beat D hip high. Can't do so here. Another nice save from Brendan D. Jackson Mohawk able to send the ball over to the near side of the floor. Colton Huff looking to get past his man. Huff being cross-checked by Lillaby and forced to retreat. Ball into the far side now. Freeman, great move, steps in, fires, but is stopped by Davis. That was a pro-level move there from Brian Freeman to create some space. An excellent jab step, but just stopped by Tanyan Davis, who has really started to settle into this game here for the Tomahawks. Cash Jacobs has it on the near boards. Now Mike Hayes in the middle. Richardson goes to Jones. Step in, fire, blocked in front. WarChiefs bench is loving it. Their defenders are giving them a great effort here. So much so it forces a shot clock violation with just over 2 minutes on the power play here for the Junior Tomahawks. 2:05 to be exact, as Antonio Palat awaits the ability to be released here as Jet Richardson scoops up the loose ball. Here comes Jet, flying like a jet. Here goes Richardson into the middle. Pass dropped by Bush, picked up. Richardson with a shot. What a save from D. Oh my goodness, best chance yet for the Junior Tomahawks. And they are stopped by Brendan D. Jet Richardson nearly able to get it past the stout WarChiefs goaltender. Joyce John. John spins past one man in Beto, but I think that was an illegal screen call off ball that will give possession to the Junior Tomahawks. Minute 20 now remaining in the penalty to Palat. What a kill this would be for the WarChiefs. Kill off a 5-minute major right after killing off a 4-minute penalty as the Tomahawks throw the ball away. WarChiefs get it back and a chance to kill another 30. And I can't imagine that Randy Chrysler, the head coach for the Junior Tomahawks, is all too pleased with how his squad has looked over the last few minutes on this power play. And if there's anything I know about Coach Chrysler, he is an intense coach, but he knows how to get the best out of his players. Listen to the Creators Game podcast not too long ago. They told the story about when Tuscarora was up at Six Nations earlier in May, that after the end of one of the periods, Coach Chrysler didn't like what he was seeing from his squad, so he ran them after the end of the period. While the Fire were going into the locker room, the Tomahawks were out running in between periods. They didn't get a rest, but guess what? That motivated the squad, and they were able to come back and win that game 14-11 up at the ILA. Tomahawks might need some more motivation today. Jake Gansworth says, I'll get us started. He's got the Junior Tomahawks on the board as the captain strikes first for Tuscarora. And here we'll see Gansworth. Only 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Very aware of the time and able to beat D to the 5-hole, putting the Junior Tomahawks on the board here with 9 seconds remaining in the penalty. As Jake Gansworth, the former Niagara Wheatfield Falcon, gets the Junior Tomahawks on the board. Bear Martin sends a pass up top for John. Now into the far side, playing a little hidden ball trick there is Stevens, Bubby Stevens. No one is fooled by that. And we have another off-ball call going against the WarChiefs. And officials calling it tight, but they're being consistent here. We got some of the best refs in all of lacrosse here in the First Nations League and the Can-Am Lacrosse League. As now the Tomahawks back on the attack. Here's Jet Richardson. Richardson flips it into the middle, looking for Hill. Can't get it to him. Hill fighting for it, but wisely Owen Callahan will take it to the corner to secure possession. Now a push through the back coming from Andrew Timon will keep possession with the Junior Tomahawks. And another unforced turnover here for the Seneca WarChiefs. They keep doing them, but it's not biting them in the butt just yet. And it's up to the Tomahawks at this point to make them pay for those costly turnovers. Hill Jr. in front, denied by D. And now possession goes to the WarChiefs here with just over 3 minutes to play. As we say thank you once more for tuning in. It has been a good one so far. A 3-1 lead for the Seneca WarChiefs here over the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks. The WarChiefs looking to stay undefeated, while the Junior Tomahawks looking to avenge their only loss of the season, as that one got past Davis but went wide, and thankfully for the Junior Tomahawks, Brian Jastreb there to pick it up. Legging it up the floor here is Jastreb. Sends it over to a man in Jacobs, Cash Jacobs. Looking for an option. Still Jacobs. Toe drag with the shot, but just pulls it wide. Bush got to chase after it, but he's not going to have a play. Bounces up into the WarChiefs bench. A tough break there for the Junior Tomahawks, but the Seneca WarChiefs will take the possession back. NABLL saying FNLA rocks. Thank you for your support, NABLL, in the chat. Always love seeing all the chats. If you're here watching anybody in particular, be sure to put it in the chat, as a penalty coming up here against the Junior Tomahawks will give the Seneca WarChiefs their first power play of the game with just over 2 minutes remaining in the period, as we'll give you a look at it as Cameron Villavada makes the long walk over to the penalty box. Give you a look there. Yeah, Villavada just got the stick up into that neck area, and that is something the officials really trying to clamp down on this year. Just not any tolerance for it, and a penalty all day as Villavato will sit for 2 or less here as the WarChiefs go on the man up for the first time today. Ball swinging back and forth. Snow lets the shot go, but it is covered up by Tanyan Davis. Ball on the stick now of Eldon Ground. Able to get it up the floor now and flip it over to Cash Jacobs. Tough having Villavato in the penalty box here for the Junior Tomahawks. He's one of their better transition players and penalty killers, as Hill Jr. has that one pop out of his stick. Picking it up now is Bear Martin for the WarChiefs. Martin going on a run. Martin trying to tuck that one in, but Tanyan Davis sticks up the left chicken wing and says no. Long pass here from Davis. Booted there by White, picked up. Lillaby looking for the shot, doesn't have a look. Going 2-on-1. Best thing for Lillaby to do here is try and kill some clock. Penalty coming up here on the hit from the WarChiefs. And now things are starting to boil over a bit here, as I think that will do it for the WarChiefs power play. With 1:02 remaining here in the first period, 52 seconds remaining in the penalty to Villavato, and we're actually going to bring in Lillaby here, as now here comes our WarChief player. I knew it was going on. The WarChiefs put the arm up right after they made the hit, as there you'll see man walking over. I believe that is Luke Smeater, the guilty party there. We'll give you a quick look at it. Second penalty was taken by the Junior Tomahawks, so possession will go to the WarChiefs. As get a look at the play here, just a high hit on Lillaby, even though he was on the ground, still up in that head neck area, and another penalty called for seemingly almost the same infraction, as there's just no tolerance for it. Those are the dangerous plays that allow for injuries to occur. So a penalty called here, as it is now some 4-on-3 lacrosse. Lots of open room out there for both sides. Let's see who this benefits here. Right now it's the WarChiefs. They have the extra attacker, as Kennedy able to get the reset. Good passing now for the WarChiefs. Kennedy goes down low. Kennedy once more up top. Onto the far side, looking for Steep Rock, but he can't connect on that pass. Steep Rock able to get it off the boards, though. Stevens now up top. Outside look there from Kennedy, denied by Davis. Stevens now over to Jaden Kennedy. John, Kennedy, Garen John, skip pass. Back to John. Kennedy, shot. Stopped there by Davis. Steep Rock letting it go. Villavato heads out of the penalty box. A whistle is blown. As officials just going over the semantics and making sure everything is all right with the clock. 8 seconds to go, and Tanyan Davis not too pleased about something. Some time did run off the clock, down to under 7 now. Steep Rock might just have to let this one go. Instead, it'll be John who will fire it, but it is denied by Tanyan Davis. Ball goes up and out of play, and we have reached the end of the first period of play. The score at the end of 1. The Seneca WarChiefs 3, the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks 1. Before we step aside, we just want to give you a quick look at the First Nations Junior B Lacrosse League standings here entering today's game. The Junior Tomahawks lead the way with a 5-1 record. They have 10 points on the year. Six Nations Fire sit right behind them with a 4-2 record. They have 8 points on the season. And in third, you see the Seneca WarChiefs. They are perfect with a 3-0 record. A win today for the WarChiefs would put them into sole possession of second place in the First Nations standings. Tonawanda Junior Braves fell to 2-5 last night with their defeat against the WarChiefs. They sit in fourth place, but they're looking to climb the standings here as the season progresses. And then rounding out the field currently are the 1-7 Allegheny Junior Arrows, as they've had a tough year so far, but they have made some significant progress going from a winless team last year to picking up the first win of the season over Tonawanda. They are a team on the rise and look for them to continue to grow as the years progress. But for right now, it is all about the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks and the Seneca WarChiefs. The score at the end of one, the WarChiefs 3, the Junior Tomahawks 1, here on Blue Squatch Productions.
We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks. Kippo Chevrolet, thank you Kippo Chevrolet. TMG Tarbell Management Group. Nico Petroleum LLC. Dental Care Associates.
Joe Ciccone Chrysler Complex.
Thermal Foams Incorporated. We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks.
Randy Chrysler, Tuscarora Nation, Turtle Clan. I'm the head coach and owner of the Tuscarora Junior B Tomahawks.
Hi, I'm one of the D coaches here for Tuscarora. I'm from Medina, New York. We played together all our life from Niagara-on-the-Lake up to Tuscarora Senior B.
Alvin Brown from Tonawanda.
Hi, my name's Gavin Sauer and I'm coming from Wilson, New York.
Willoughby, I played at GCC. Right up from Lewiston Port.
Hi, my name's Joe Chrysler. I'm assistant manager for the Tuscarora Tomahawks Junior B team. I'm from the Tuscarora Indian Nation.
Tyler, GCC, Niagara Falls, New York.
Push number 3, Hammond, New York.
Scott Davis, GM, played college at American University and minors at Niagara.
Hi, my name is Darren Austin. I'm the equipment manager for the Tuscarora Tomahawks.
Nick Lemke, number 66 from Wilson.
Bryant, number 22, Maine Northman.
As well, Niagara League.
Michael Hayes, 51, and from West Seneca.
24, Tuscarora Thunder.
Dakota Ferguson, 27, Niagara.
Evan Fryer, number 11, Buffalo, New York.
Kale Fozzie, number 25, from Tuscarora Nation.
58, Kane Davis, Tuscarora Nation.
Number 7, Thunder Hill at Dubai.
Johnson, number 16, Tuscarora Reservation. Jacobs, number 20, Niagara Falls.
From Rochester, New York.
Gino Fajani, come from Grand Island, New York.
Cal Anderson, and I'm from Six Nations.
Randy Chrysler Jr., defensive coach, Tuscarora.
My name is Laura Ranieri. I am the athletic trainer here with Tuscarora from Buffalo, New York.
We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks. Kippo Chevrolet, thank you Kippo Chevrolet. TMG Tarbell Management Group. Nico Petroleum LLC. Dental Care Associates.
Joe Ciccone Chrysler Complex.
Thermal Foams Incorporated. We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks.
All right, Trevor Butts here with Dower Davis from the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks, representing the Junior Tomahawks here today. Now, Dower, you're an elder here with Tuscarora, and you have some excellent stories and a lot of lacrosse experience to share. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 77 years old. I played lacrosse on our res since I was 14. When Wes Patterson came back from Baltimore and started a youth lacrosse going, and got into that and been playing ever since. We had a team, several teams on the res that played within in-house league, with different clan designations. So after that, I went and played Junior A in Canada, and from there, got playing senior with some of the men from Tuscarora. They played, at the time, they played in the box across from Jay's place, okay? They're Tuscarora men, and they played in Indian League, I believe. And they did very well, and I can just remember as a kid running around at the games. They played at night, they had lights, and it just in my blood, I love the game. I love our people. They care, and it's what life is about. It is. It really is. And I've got to know some of the men there, and along and other reservations who played against them. I mean, try to beat up on each other, and yet afterwards shake a hand and say, live the good life, So I got nothing but praise for our people and the way they've hung on to the game, and it's because of them now. My kid brother played. He played too. He was way better than me. I was more defensive man, pound him, but he could run and shoot, boy. He went to Cornell at college. He was on their 1970 undefeated national champion. They were undefeated, and he was a dynamite attack man. Wow, good memories.
That's awesome to hear. You touch on, the passion here and just this community. Everybody's been so welcoming to us and been so good to us here. We really feel that love and that acceptance here with Blue Squatch. So know that comes through. Tell us just a little bit about, one of your favorite memories. You've touched on few things there. If you have anyone that really sticks out.
Well, probably the best one was when we Mr. Patterson. He's the one who coached in Baltimore High School. They were the state champion there. He took a bunch of us kids on a bus to Baltimore and played them. Wow, we're just kids that don't know anything. The Indian boys that are odd, by this, and we had to play field lacrosse. But when we got there, we played their state champion, and they beat us, but not by much. We played the other 3-4 teams from their area, and we whooped them. Yeah.
Some great lacrosse players here over the years.
So that he brought that same team, the championship team, back to our res, and we played them on Tuscarora. And when we played them, we give them a whipping. Yeah. So it's kind of like getting even with them, I guess. But yeah, that was wonderful, and Wesley Patterson was awesome teaching it to our kids and getting us back into the game that belongs to us, And so just from there, all our kids kept going. I could get a whole bunch of names probably of guys that stayed involved and taught our kids, played through the youth up right up to Randy. And this team, it's a labor of love, but it's hard work, And I'm sure it goes the same for in Cattaraugus and Salamanca, the teams around Tonawanda. So it's a tribute to the people of our nation to stick with it, I'm just so proud of them. I'm old and I couldn't run, let alone play anymore, but I'm just have great memories. I'm thankful for it. His father was one of my mentors, Joe's father and Randy's father. I played with him for a little while, and I learned a lot about the game and about life and about being a good man, being a good Christian man. I am. I know a lot of our people are native in their longhouse, and that's okay. It's okay.
It's about being a good man, being a good person, and I'm glad that they were able to help impart those lessons on you, and I know you have been in continuing those lessons on to the younger generation.
My kids down the road, my son played for me. He's managing does something for the team here, Scott Davis. So it takes I just got another great grandson, just recently, but they say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a village to support and build a team, and they're doing it. The other teams are doing it. It's good for it. Good for the game.
You are absolutely right. Thank you so very much for joining us and for sharing those stories. I loved hearing it. I'd love to hear some more later. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
Might be a little off color.
I'm sure you could. Thank you so very much. We will get you back to action here shortly. Thank you for joining us.
We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks. Kippo Chevrolet, thank you Kippo Chevrolet. TMG, Tarbell Management Group.
Back to live action here at Cornerstone Arena. And quick start here for Hayes and the Tomahawks, and they score! I think Mike Hayes heard a bit of Dower Davis's inspirational talks up here as the Junior Tomahawks come out flying to start the second period. Mike Hayes gets it into the back of the net here for the Tomahawks as they make it a 3-2 game. As a face-off back down and waiting for a possession here. Looks like it'll go to the WarChiefs as they now find themselves only up by 1 here in this game. Ball up top here for the WarChiefs as they go back onto the attack now. Joyce John onto the far side. Garen John with an outside shot that is stopped by Tanyan Davis. Lori Adams sharing her support for Tanyan Davis in the chat. Always love seeing everybody, send in those little messages and talk, about who they're here watching, cheering on, or just the team in general. Love getting to see that. How about another for the Tomahawks? Matt Jones puts that one away. And don't go anywhere, folks. We are all tied up. And there you'll see Jones. Great move. Gets past his man. Fakes to the top left corner. Drops it back down to the bottom right. An excellent finish there for Matt Jones as we got a game on our hands here, folks. The top team in the First Nations Lacrosse League, the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks, looking to avenge their only defeat of the season against the undefeated Seneca WarChiefs. Here's Lillaby on a breakaway. Lillaby with a chance. Oh, stopped by D. Great late trail check there from the WarChiefs defender. Didn't get to catch who it was. Andrew Timon with the great stick check there to disrupt Lillaby on the shot. As the WarChiefs get the ball back up the floor, Smeater will pass it off. Man off the bench is Bubby Stevens. Stevens goes to Steeprock. Steeprock face dodge, gets to the net, he scores! Second of the game for Ethan Steeprock. And just like that, the WarChiefs have a lead right back, 4-3. As the goals are coming fast and furious here to start the second. Great move there from Ethan Steeprock. So nice, I want to see it twice. Steeprock gets that ball, face dodge to get past the defender, throws off the other one as well, and a great shot to beat Tanyan Davis. And here's a 3-on-2. Pass is not a good one there. Stevens able to corral it and keep control for the WarChiefs. As just looking over by the WarChiefs bench, man, they have an army over there of just guys that are healthy scratches here. And you got to imagine that really helps this WarChiefs team as you can practice with so many numbers, and not only just high numbers, but great players that are representing those numbers, as well as not every team has that fortune here in this league. Some teams have had some real short benches in games throughout this season. You can think back to Allegheny a few times having some short benches earlier in the year. The Braves just last night had a short bench. But no shortage of players here for the WarChiefs, as it is quite the unit that they have at their disposal, as we'll get a call coming up here against the junior Tomahawks, as it'll be Cam Hill Jr. on the penalty, as we will get a look at it here. Watch Hill Jr. in the middle of your screen there, just cross-checks his man to the floor, gives him an extra shot while he's down. Official didn't like that, and the WarChiefs will go on the power play. Big chance here for the WarChiefs, as the Tomahawks came out flying here to start the second period, able to tie the game up. WarChiefs got the lead courtesy of a goal from Ethan Steeprock, but another goal here would be big for the Seneca WarChiefs, as Steeprock, feeling like he's got the hot stick right now, lets the shot go, but Tanyan Davis able to deny that effort from Steeprock. Tomahawks under some pressure here as they try to break out. Beto's pass does connect with his man Ferguson, but he is knocked down to the floor hard. Here comes a WarChief back the other way. Shot on is just wide of the net. They are going to say Davis caught a piece of it, as it was Palat who let it go. Tomahawk defender getting up, nearly wrapping around him, as he's lucky he didn't get called for a hold, as the WarChiefs still on the power play for just under a minute here, as Snow connects with the pass to Kennedy, but shot goes up and out of play. Kennedy, a very talented player for this WarChiefs team, looked great with Newtown when I saw him earlier in the season. He has been excellent here at this level with the WarChiefs as well. The former Lakeshore Eagle is Jaden Kennedy, as that shot from Gansworth goes wide. Jacobs plays it over to the near side, quickly down low. Looking for a shot is Jones, with time running out on the shot clock. Jones forced to just bat away at it, try and knock it into the corner, but Randall John picks it up. Bobby Stevens faking it. Now it's up with Snow. Onto the far side. Kennedy, Snow. Pass over to the near side, knocked down. Freeman picks it up. Brian Freeman. Got to watch out here. He's shifty. Freeman showing off the moves, but not able to get the shot past Tanyan Davis. Goaltenders are stepping up in this game for each side, as the pass connects into the middle here with Hayes. Viavada delivered it. Hayes, no shot there. Wise move to spin away from his defender and go towards the boards. Jet Richardson able to get it up top. Jake Bush, far side. Outside shot from Cash Jacobs goes well wide. Loose ball being fought for in the corner, and the WarChiefs able to come away with it. Shot clock was about to expire anyways, but possession now secured here for the Seneca WarChiefs as they go back on the attack. Penalty has expired, as Joyce John goes to work. John looking to muscle his way to the net. Flips it behind the net. Up top, Kennedy. Stopped by Davis. Excellent save there by Tanyan Davis, as we will have a timeout on the floor, as Davis will head to the bench. I think the goalies are going to get some water while we clean up some perspiration on the floor. And during this break in the action, I'd like to give you a quick look at the upcoming schedule for the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks. They will stick with their series against the WarChiefs, as they got to take on them again on June 23rd at 8 p.m. They'll stay on the road against the Six Nations Fire on June 28th, a 5 p.m. game. They'll be back here at Cornerstone Arena on July 2nd for an 8 p.m. affair with the Tonawanda Junior Braves. We will have that game for you. And then they round out their schedule against the Allegheny Junior Arrows on the road Saturday, July 5th at 3 o'clock. WarChiefs will have the ball. It was actually a penalty that was assessed to the Junior Tomahawks. My apologies, I missed that entirely, as the WarChiefs go on the attack here. 5-on-4, Steeprock down into the low corner. Skip pass back for Steeprock. Kennedy on the far side. Freeman down low. Snow looking for a shot, doesn't have one. Up top, John Face dodge, tries to get to the net, shot goes wide. Second attempt after the shot clock violation. So the shot does not count. Possession goes to Tuscarora as the Tomahawks look to try and kill some of this penalty. As this one turned over. Snow looking for the shot. He's knocked to the floor. Good defending there by the Tomahawks. See him, William Johnny in the chat from Chemanis, Vancouver Island, cheering on the WarChiefs. WarChiefs fans spread far and wide as they get the ball back and look to try and add to their lead, but a penalty coming up here as an off-ball call will draw us to 4-on-4 lacrosse as we give you a look at that. And there you see just the extra shot delivered from the WarChiefs, number 11, Randall John, as he will go sit for 2 or less, as Mike Hayes will start the power play here for the junior Tomahawks, as Hayes gets to the net, takes the shot, stopped by D, as D sends the pass forward. Taking control of that one is Antonio Palant. He'll flip it over to his man off the bench and Bubby Stevens. Stevens, bounce pass to John off the bench. Now Kennedy, high pass that Freeman is able to knock down and keep control of. Kennedy has it back on the far side. Kennedy, flip pass back. John, outside shot is blocked in front. That one might have caught the helmet of Herb Bryant, as he took one for the team, and a reset going to be given here for the WarChiefs. Let's take a look at it. As you be the judge here, Garen John has the outside shot. Looks to me like it went off of Herb Bryant in front, and I think the officials have come to that same conclusion as well. Or are they just going to say a face-off here? They might be bringing it back to the middle. And I think conflicting calls on the floor will do that. So they will have a face-off here, as the Tomahawks have a bit of a case to be a little upset. I don't think there was any sort of reset needed there, but the WarChiefs catch a break here as they go back on the attack. Here's they are 4-on-4 now for a few more seconds. Stevens gets it to the far side. Quick pass down low, and they score. Brian Freeman right as the Tomahawk exits the penalty box. So it'll be a goal there for Freeman, as it is now a 5-3 lead for the WarChiefs. Brian Freeman just so dangerous in space. Hayes lost track of him there. Shifty player. All he has to do is make one quick move, and he has a look to the net. Freeman, a prolific player at GCC, as the shot from Smeater is stopped. Freeman, prolific scorer at GCC. 127 career points for Brian Freeman at Genesee Community College. 65 of them last season, 45 goals last year for Freeman as well. A very impressive goal total for him, as I think he's done great at the field level and at the field collegiate level, but I think he is made for the box lacrosse with how shifty he is and how athletic he is on the crease, like we just saw. Simon White, speaking of guys made to play box lacrosse, Simon White doing a good job 1 against 2, but those odds aren't great for anybody, as Beto's chased down by White, but he's able to get the pass over to his teammate successfully along the near boards. Kyler goes into the middle. Richardson nearly jumped by a man coming out the box, but Richardson able to get the ball to safety. Now man back up top. Onto the near side. Shot on up top there from Jacobs goes wide, and it'll go down the length of the floor as the shot clock will expire. Davis bats it forward, and possession will go to the WarChiefs after the shot clock violation. Here's John right on the doorstep, denied by Davis. Some frustration there for Garen John, as it's not too often that he is stopped in prime position like that. Lillaby with a nice move to get the ball over to Jake Gansworth. Gansworth goes up top. Bush onto the far side. Making a move there was Ferguson. Still Ferguson with it. Croy Snow knocks it free. Pressed up against the boards. The WarChiefs come away with it. Snow flips it to Stevens. Bounce pass back to Croy Snow. Snow played his minors lacrosse down with the Tonawanda Braves organization as John gets to the net, but is denied by Davis once again. In the corner there, Fagini had the ball, and timeout called by the junior Tomahawks as we will step aside here for a moment. The score with 9:44 left to go, 5-3 in favor of the Seneca WarChiefs.
We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the junior Tuscarora Tomahawks. Kippo Chevrolet, thank you Kippo Chevrolet. TMG Tarbell Management Group. Nico Petroleum LLC. Dental Care Associates.
Joe Ciccone Chrysler Complex.
Thermal Foams Incorporated. We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the junior Tuscarora Tomahawks.
Randy Chrysler, Tuscarora Indian Nation, Turtle Clan. I'm the head coach and owner of the Tuscarora Junior B Tomahawks.
Hi, I'm one of the D coaches here for Tuscarora. I'm from Medina, New York. We played together all our life from Niagara-on-the-Lake up to Tuscarora Senior B.
Alvin Brown from Tonawanda.
Back to live action here at Cornerstone Arena. The junior Tomahawks have possession. They trail by 2. Started the second period red hot with a few goals coming right out of the intermission. But the WarChiefs have answered back and hold a 2-goal lead as that quick shot on from Dakota Ferguson was stopped by D. And we have another penalty here coming off ball as apologies, I missed that one. As the Tomahawks will have the power play, Antonio Palat will head back to the penalty box. As Tuscarora looks to try and get back within 1 here. Able to tie this game up at 3 early on in the period, but since then, 2 goals for the WarChiefs have put them in front 5-3. Looking for a shot on there. Didn't have it. Attempt there from Jacobs denied. As we got a big crowd watching here in the arena and a big crowd at home. Thank you to all 80 tuning in from all across the globe here, as we even got some people, KJs down in South Florida, cheering on the WarChiefs. North, south, east, west, there's WarChiefs fans everywhere. From the tip of Florida to the shores of Vancouver Island, they extend far and wide, as you love to see the support for these junior teams as the Tomahawks get the ball back. And their captain, Jake Gansworth, brings the ball up the floor. Hayes with it here. Now Gansworth steps in, shoots. Looking to beat D hip high. Can't do it here. Gansworth. Hayes. Ferguson. Or Jacobs, excuse me. Now Jones with the shot. Kick save made by D. Now here's Martin. coming up the floor, into the middle. White with the shot. He scores. Sniper Simon White gets the shorty. It's a 6-3 lead for the WarChiefs. What a rip there from Simon White. Perfectly placed into the top right corner. Couldn't have done it better myself. What an excellent shot. And how about Bear Martin getting up the floor and getting White the ball with a good pass. Martin, a underrated piece of this WarChiefs team. Somebody that had a great game yesterday that I know I didn't talk about enough. Martin, the commit to Bryant. He'll be a Bulldog here this time next year playing in America East, as he's the product of Kimball Union Academy in New Hampshire. And here's Jake Gansworth, who answers. The captain for the Tomahawks, Jake Gansworth, gets his second of the game, a much-needed one for Tuscarora as they claw back within 2. And there you'll see Gansworth just step in, fire, bounce shot to the left side of the net, able to beat Brendan D for the 4th time tonight. The Tomahawks get one on the board. Second for Jake Gansworth. Matt Jones with one as well. And Mike Hayes, the other goal scorer for the Junior Tomahawks. Here's White looking for 2 in a row for himself. Decides not to shoot that one and plays it over to Garen John instead. Now Brian Freeman, don't give him a lane to the net. He'll make you pay, as he nearly does right there. Freeman almost tucked that in the 5-hole of Tanyan Davis, but Davis does a good job to get that beautiful woody in front of the 5-hole and keep the ball out of the net. Keegan Stevens over to Matt Jones. Jones shifts away from one. Jones still shifting. Goes into the low corner. Up top. Left-handed rip there from Ferguson. Finds the back of the net. No goal, says the official. You get a first-hand look at it right here. A great look from Ferguson as the WarChiefs bring the ball up the floor. Tough play there as Snow lets the shot go, but Davis makes another save. We got a goaltender duel on our hands, folks. 6-4 the score. The Seneca WarChiefs in front of the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks, as this has undoubtedly been the biggest test of the season for the WarChiefs so far. Haven't gotten to see all their games, but with this being their 4th one of the season, I would have seen half by the time it's over. And I can tell just by looking at the score lines, the first 2, not much of a test for the WarChiefs. This one, the WarChiefs are going to be tested, as I know they're without their starter, Damian Warrior, here tonight. But Brendan D has done an admirable job filling in for Warrior, who was under some heavy fire last night from the Junior Braves when they were able to get the shots off. We had the WarChiefs last night with over 80 shots on target in that game. Don't have my main man Jason Pregel here tonight tracking the shots for us, so I don't have those numbers here for you, unfortunately, but great to have him last night. WarChiefs loved him so much they even put the tweet out, as the Tomahawks do a good job to get the ball back here. Looking for a chance. Jacobs with the shot, but D makes another nice save. Long pass here, goes off the stick of John, off the top of the glass. Fought for here as a low slash delivered there from Joyce John onto the legs of a Tomahawk. Fighting for the loose ball in front of the bench. Everybody points in a different direction, and the WarChiefs win the battle. Well, they had more guys pointing. Their whole bench was pointing. Nobody else for Tuscarora really was. Only a couple guys, so officials say, yeah, ball goes that way. WarChiefs have it. Freeman, what a nice move. He scores. Dangerous is his middle name. Brian Freeman with another one, and the WarChiefs lead by 3. And here you can get a look at it. Freeman calls for the ball, way too much time and room, and just as easy as you like it, shifts past the defender, And Jastreb gets to the far side of the net. No problem for Freeman. I have that as his second of the game. 2 last night against the Braves, 2 here today for Freeman against the Tomahawks. As this WarChiefs team, Freeman delivers a cross check into the back there on Lillaby. He will set the ball down and head to the bench. But talking about Freeman and the WarChiefs, they have so many stars on this team, like a Brian Freeman, a Garen John, a Jaden Kennedy, so many great star players. But they're a deep team. And how about this young man, Ethan Steeprock, getting the turnover here. He's got a pair today. Make it 3. A bullet from Ethan Steeprock stings the top right corner. I think he left a hole in the net. What a rip from Steeprock for his hat trick goal. And the lead continues to grow now for the WarChiefs. What a snipe from Ethan Steeprock, as that might be why he's a commit to Onondaga Community College. He is one heck of a player, the product of Gowanda High School, where he spent his senior season with them this past year. Officials discussing some things on the floor. KJ out there sending their support for Simon White in the chat. As the WarChiefs now make it an 8-4 game, and some perspiration down on the floor. And while they clean that up, we will step aside for a moment. Be sure to check out all the sponsors provided here by Randy Chrysler. Thank you so much to Randy for his support.
We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks. Kippo Chevrolet, thank you Kippo Chevrolet. TMG Tarbell Management Group. Nico Petroleum LLC. Dental Care Associates.
Joe Ciccone Chrysler Complex.
Thermal Foams Incorporated. We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora.
Back here on Blue Squatch Productions after Ethan Steeprock picked up his hat trick goal and made it the largest lead of the game for the Seneca WarChiefs, as it stands at 4 as they're doubling up the Junior Tomahawks here, 8-4 with just over 4 minutes to play in the second period. The Junior Tomahawks came out hot to start this second period with a few quick goals, able to tie the game up at 3 at the early moments of the period, but since then it has been all WarChiefs, and they add another. Jaden Kennedy buries that one, and the WarChiefs are starting to roll. As we just catch the end of that one there, Jaden Kennedy, we'll give you a better look at it here. Great feed across the crease. Kennedy walks the tightrope and quick sticks it right into the back of the net, just as easy as you like it. And all of a sudden, it is a 9-4 lead for the WarChiefs. Face-off one easily here by Smeater. As now John will take an outside look. Had some mustard on it, but just a bit wide. Freeman somehow finds that loose ball. He's just got an eye for it. Stevens now to Garen John. Down low. Freeman up top, all alone, going low to high there, but blasts it well over the net. Ball will go all the way down into the stick of Brandon D. He will ice the ball here, and Lillaby will pick it off as the Tomahawks look to try and just get some sort of momentum back in their favor, as they were, like I said, in some control here to start this period. Came out real hot, but just nothing doing since. Gansworth changes that. Jake Gansworth gets the Tomahawks back on the board, their 5th goal of the game, and it's the captain picking up his 3rd of the night. And there you see a great pick there set by Jake Bush that allows Jake Gansworth to get into the front of the net, able to dodge the defenders and get the shot off. A perfectly placed one to beat D. But without that seal from Jake Bush, it wouldn't have been possible. So a good team goal there for the junior Tomahawks as the WarChiefs win the draw and go back on the attack, looking to get that one right back. Freeman's shot goes wide. Garen John has the rebound. Loose ball now with the WarChiefs. Slipped into the middle. Croy Snow. Low drive there off the leg pad of Davis. Loose ball now corralled by Brian Freeman. Snow into the low corner. John goes to the far side. Has the return pass now. Joey St. John. Snow winds, fires, denied by Davis. Off the left arm of Tanyan Davis as the junior Tomahawk bench starts to express their support for their goaltender. Off the boards, picking it up is Jaden Kennedy. Flipped over to Huff. Down low, Kennedy can't find that one. John picks it up. Kennedy, Freeman in the middle, outside look there, blocked in front. Loose ball, Tomahawks desperately need it, they can't get it. Kennedy all day, fires wide of the net. Freeman down low, what a save by Davis. Somehow Tanyan Davis kept that shot out from Colton Huff. And now both benches starting to express their support for their players. Loose ball in front, Bush swatting at it, can't come away with it. Freeman has it, draws the penalty. And wow, after all that, the WarChiefs will have the power play. Some dominant 5-on-5 play there. And now a power play coming up as Keegan Stevens will head to the sin bin. And you'll get to see it here. Freeman does a great job of drawing that penalty. Stevens gets the stick up in the head neck area. Not the strongest one we've seen tonight, but the officials have been consistent, and they have called those penalties throughout the game, so they keep it consistent here. And now the WarChiefs back on the power play. Bubby Stevens, Steep Rock. John now to Kennedy. Kennedy gets it back. Steep Rock with the shot, denied by Davis. Tanyan Davis has had a very good game here for the junior Tomahawks, has faced a lot of rubber. So nothing really for him to hang his head about at this point. Despite the 9 goals getting past him, he has done an admirable job here for the Tomahawks today. Looking to drive in is Viavata taking the shot, but right into the chest of Brandon D. And here come the WarChiefs back up the floor. 20 seconds remain in the period, just over a minute remaining in the penalty to Keegan Stevens. Steep Rock plays catch with Garen John. Steep Rock skip pass, shot. They score, maybe no. Officials say it stayed out. We'll give you a look at it here. You be the judge. As I thought it might have got in, we'll have to see a quick stick shot that just stays out. The WarChiefs players thought they had it, and so did Colton Huff, as we have reached the end of 2 periods of play. The score at the end of 2, the Seneca WarChiefs 9, the Tuscarora Tomahawks 5. Be sure to check out all the sponsors here at the intermission, as we say thank you to Randy Chrysler and all our sponsors for their support. We'll step aside for now. One more time, the score, the WarChiefs 9, the junior Tomahawks 5, here on Blue Squatch Productions.
We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the junior Tuscarora Tomahawks. Kippo Chevrolet, thank you Kippo Chevrolet. TMG Tarbell Management Group. Nico Petroleum LLC. Dental Care Associates.
Joe Ciccone Chrysler Complex.
Thermal Foams Incorporated. We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks.
Randy Chrysler, Tuscarora Indian Nation, Turtle Clan. I'm the head coach and owner of the Tuscarora Junior B Tomahawks.
Hi, I'm one of the D coaches here for Tuscarora. I'm from Medina, New York. We played together all our life from Niagara-on-the-Lake up to Tuscarora Senior B.
Alvin Grounds from Tonawanda. Williamsville.
Hi, my name's Gavin Sauer, and I'm coming from Overseen, New York.
Willoughby, I played at GCC. Right up from Lewiston Port.
Hi, my name's Joe Chrysler. I'm assistant manager for the Tuscarora Tomahawks Junior B team. I'm from the Tuscarora Indian Nation.
Tyler, GCC, Niagara Falls, New York.
Push number 3, Hamburg, New York. Scott Davis, GM. Played college at American University and my minors at Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Hi, my name is Darren Austin. I'm the equipment manager for the Tuscarora Tomahawks.
Nick Lemke, number 66 from Wilson. Bryant, number 22, Maine Northman.
As well, Niagara. Michael Hayes, 51, and from West Seneca.
24, Tuscarora Thunder.
Dakota Ferguson, 27, Niagara. Evan Fryer, number 11, Buffalo, New York.
Kale Fozzie, number 25, from Tuscarora Nation.
58, Kane Davis, Tuscarora Nation.
Number 7, Thunder Hallett, Dubai.
Johnson, number 16, Tuscarora Reservation. Jacobs, number 20, Niagara Falls.
From Rochester, New York.
Gino Johnny,
Come from Grand Island, New York.
Cal Anderson, and I'm from Six Nations.
Randy Chrysler Jr., defensive coach, Tuscarora.
My name is Laura Ranieri. I am the athletic trainer here with Tuscarora from Buffalo, New York.
We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks. Kippo Chevrolet, thank you Kippo Chevrolet. TMG Tarbell Management Group. Nico Petroleum LLC. Dental Care Associates.
Joe Ciccone Chrysler Complex.
Thermal Foams Incorporated. We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks. We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks. Kippo Chevrolet, thank you Kippo Chevrolet. TMG Tarbell Management Group. Nico Petroleum LLC. Dental Care Associates.
Joe Ciccone Chrysler Complex.
Thermal Foams Incorporated. We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks.
Randy Chrysler, Tuscarora Indian Nation, Turtle Clan. I'm the head coach and owner of the Tuscarora Junior B Tomahawks.
Hi, I'm one of the D coaches here for Tuscarora. I'm from Medina, New York. We played together all our life from Niagara-on-the-Lake up to Tuscarora Senior B.
Alvin Grounds from Tonawanda. Williamsville.
Hi, my name's Gavin Sauer, and I'm coming from Overseen, New York.
Willoughby, I played at GCC. Right up from Lewiston Port.
Hi, my name's Joe Chrysler. I'm assistant manager for the Tuscarora Tomahawks Junior B team. I'm from the Tuscarora Indian Nation.
Tyler, GCC, Niagara Falls, New York.
Push number 3, Hamburg, New York. Scott Davis, GM. Played college at American University and my minors at Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Hi, my name is Darren Austin. I'm the equipment manager for the Tuscarora Tomahawks.
Nick Lemke, number 66 from Wilson. Bryant, number 22, Maine Northman.
As well, Niagara. Michael Hayes, 51, and from West Seneca.
24, Tuscarora Thunder.
Dakota Ferguson, 27, Niagara. Evan.
Trevor Butts here with Joe Chrysler from the Tuscarora Nation. And Joe, tell us all a little bit about some of your favorite, lacrosse memories. Got to hear Dower's, favorite memories as well. Just tell us some of yours here.
Well, basically, I grew up on the Tuscarora Indian Nation, and we had our own lacrosse box back then. Way before then, they had lights. They played night games and all that. Okay, and we had a senior B team on our nation, and we started off with our own little minor association, and it was called Tuscarora Baby Hawks, and there was maybe 10 of us. Okay, and that's how we started our game at our box. Okay, and the only other nations that we could play against was Tonawanda, was Buffalo. They had an outdoor lacrosse box by the Peace Bridge, which is no longer there. And then Newtown, Cattaraugus, had an outdoor arena box, and that's where we played. Okay, but we all started. We have some pictures of us. We had a sponsor called Pat Dillon, and we just grew from there. Okay, where Sam and I, we grew up together. Our dads played together, and it just grew from there to where you see our minors system out here now. And lacrosse is growing on all nations, on all communities, which we see. We knew it was going to happen because lacrosse is our creator's game. It's Canada's #1 game. More play lacrosse than hockey. But that's how we started, Tuscarora Nation. We got some pictures of us, which includes my friend here, Sam. We grew up together. So, Sam?
There you get to see Sam here. We have both of our lovely elders here with us. Thank you so much for taking some time, as I'll continue to talk with Joe here for now. Joe, you were telling us a bit before we got on the air about how you've done just about everything in this game of lacrosse so far. Tell everybody a little bit about that.
Well, basically, I started out playing in our minor association. And then both me and myself, Sam, we couldn't play anywhere else. We went to Niagara Lake, and we played all lacrosse. Okay, so when our time was up for playing lacrosse, because time catches up to everybody, we ended up starting a senior B team, which I ended up coaching, which was called Tuscarora Arrows. The next step we had was another team, which was called the Tuscarora Thunderhawks. I was GM of that team, and then eventually became owner of that team. And then back in 1994, that team won the President's Cup, 30 years from the date that Brantford had won in 1964. And so I have had every aspect of the game, from playing right up to ownership. And now I'm just relaxing, watching the game, enjoying it from up here.
You've gotten to do just about everything, as you mentioned, from playing to ownership, you name it, you guys have done it. Thank you so much, Joe, for joining me here as we are about to get back to live action, as we will say goodbye for now, but we'll get back to live action here shortly on Blue Squatch Productions.
Here with Tuscarora from Buffalo, New York.
We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks. Kippo Chevrolet, thank you Kippo Chevrolet. TMG Tarbell Management Group. Nico Petroleum LLC. Dental Care Associates.
Joe Ciccone.
Back now on Blue Squatch Productions as the sticks are banging, and we're back to live action here inside of Cornerstone Arena. In case you missed it, got the chance to talk with Joe Chrysler there in the intermission, as he got to share some of his stories and talk about his experiences in lacrosse, a man with a wealth of knowledge as the WarChiefs continue to add on here in this one. Another goal for the Seneca WarChiefs as the gap continues to widen. The lead is now 5, as you'll get a look at the latest WarChief goal here. Kennedy with an excellent feed over to Croy Snow. One-time shot for Snow. A picture-perfect one, and Croy gets his first goal of the game. Had a pair of goals last night against the Junior Braves in the WarChiefs' big win last night. But just in talking about Joe Chrysler and all that, it's just, can only imagine just the life experiences and everything that, that man has gotten to see and go through just in his time around the game of lacrosse. It's got to be amazing. I really would love to, with everybody we've gotten to talk to today, just sit down, have a nice dinner with them, and just listen to all those stories as Freeman looks to create some stories of his own here. Shot stopped by Davis. Another shot on is denied. Oh my goodness, Tanyan Davis making the highlight reel here as Viavata will spin away from his man. I'm going to interrupt play because we got to look at that save one more time. Jacobs has it out near the middle of the floor. And what a save from Tanyan Davis to keep this a 5-goal game. Junior Tomahawks, we know, never going to go away. Gansworth with the shot, but D makes a nice save for the WarChiefs. Here comes Jaden Kennedy along the near side. He will wait for some reinforcements coming off the bench as he'll now spin away from one man, matched up against Gino Fagiani, and now here comes the Tomahawks back the other way. Looking for the shot there was 21 Keegan Stevens, but it goes well wide. WarChiefs turning this into a track meet, getting back down onto the attacking end. Two Tomahawks have a WarChief pressed up against the glass, but WarChiefs able to keep possession. Joyce John able to get the ball. Here's John with a low drive. That is stopped by Tanyan Davis. I believe I'm getting that one right now. Joyce John. If I'm not, please let me know. I had a very nice fellow come up and let me know in the intermission, so I apologize to Mr. John, but I will try my best. Joyce, I believe is how I say it, as either way, the WarChiefs back on the attack, as John and the WarChiefs look to try and add to their 5-goal lead here, as Kennedy looks for an opening, passes down low, quick shot, stopped by Davis. Oh my goodness, another highlight save for Tanyan Davis. 2 in quick succession, but the WarChiefs have the reset, looking for another good opportunity. Loose ball pops here to Kennedy, now able to get it over to Colton Huff, who keeps possession for the WarChiefs. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Croy Snow, left-handed rip from distance, is denied by Davis. It'll go all the way back towards the midline, and Snow will hang on to it, go for a change as the WarChiefs get back on the attack. Here's Garen John with some fresh legs. Garen John goes to the near wall. To the far side now, looking to drive in. Here is John, takes the shot, but Tanyan Davis makes another big save. Off the stick of Snow, or of Kennedy, pardon me, as he'll get it right back onto the near boards. Kennedy finds Bubby Stevens. Heavy pick there, and that's a moving pick from Joyce John, no doubt about it. As here come the Tomahawks in transition, bouncer from Fryer, denied by Brendan D. I'll tell you what, Brendan D looks like he could be a starter on just about any team he plays on. Was backing up Damian Warrior last night, gets the call here today, and he's making the most of his opportunity. An excellent game so far for D. Garen John forced way out top as now Freeman. Tomahawks trying to force him out wide. Pass is deflected. Looking for a toe drag. Here is Huff trying to get to the net. Shot was on as play has been halted here. We had a late shot delivered by the WarChiefs, but a hit there along the boards as Freeman's pointing, saying, who, me? I'm going to the box, me? And now we'll get a look at it. He still doesn't know what he did. Let's see if we can figure it out here, as I think it had to have been for the delay of game for the late shot, as that's a tough penalty, kind of a bang-bang play, but those delay of games, used to see them called all the time in the NLL, even if you just rolled the ball about 2 inches away from where it was supposed to be. Kind of lessened up on those now, but that reminds me of one of those early calls from when they first put the rule into place. So Freeman will sit for 2 or less here as the Junior Tomahawks go on the power play. Not a good start to the power play as they turn it over. Jackson Mohawk, the stout captain here for the WarChiefs, a great defender, had the loose ball, gets it up for Palat, who is fighting through some checks. Palat gets the shot off, but Davis makes another save. Back in is the call here, as possession will stay with the Seneca WarChiefs. Joyce John had 1 goal last night in the WarChiefs win over the Braves. Jaden Kennedy has it now, looking to kill some clock. Garen John looking for the shot. No opening there. Good defending being done by Bryce Beto, an assistant captain for the Junior Tomahawks. Kennedy flips it into the middle, but an off-ball call will give the Tomahawks their possession back. Sunday John watching in the chat. Good game, WarChiefs, as he's liking what he's seeing from his Seneca WarChiefs squad. Jake Bush, Gansworth, Jacobs. Now Gansworth with an outside shot, stopped by Brendan D. Now the WarChiefs looking to leg it up the floor. Here's the future Bryant Bulldog, Bear Martin. Tossing it over to Colton Huff. Huff, content to just kill some time here as he finds Garen John off the bench. 18 seconds remain in the Brian Freeman penalty. Ball will go over and back, giving possession to the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks. As we will have a timeout here for a goalie water break. We will like to just give you a quick look at the Seneca WarChiefs upcoming schedule. As there you see in the middle of your screen, the WarChiefs have a gauntlet ahead of them as they got to run through everyone here in the First Nations League. As on Saturday, June 21st, they have a date with the Six Nations Fire down at the Cattaraugus Community Center. Then the next night, a date against the Tonawanda Junior Braves, June 22nd at 3 p.m. And oh yeah, Monday, they got another one, June 23rd, 8 p.m. tilt against this Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks team. Should be another good game between those two squads. And then they round out the next 4 games on the road against the Allegheny Junior Arrows on a very special June 25th day, as the WarChiefs play 4 games in 5 days here, 3 in a row against the Fire, Braves, and Tomahawks. As you see there, it's going to be a tough road ahead for any team. I know the WarChiefs are the power in this league. Them and the Onondaga Junior Redhawks have been the 2 powerhouses over the last few years. The WarChiefs in particular, as they started out the First Nations League the way any franchise would like to start their time in a league, with, how about 6 straight First Nations League championships? What a way to start, as they won the first 6, and they're looking to add a 7th here this year. They've gotten stymied in the championship game each of the last 3 seasons against the Onondaga Junior Redhawks, but guess what, WarChiefs fans? There's no Redhawk hurdle in the way this year. So the WarChiefs should be the favored team to win the league and go to the Founders Cup here. With how they've played all season, it wouldn't be surprised to me at all if they are indeed deemed to be the favorite. But still a long road ahead for the WarChiefs. Lots of games they still have to play, as everybody's still loading up and getting all their guys ready. You know, this Junior Tomahawks team, I can see just looking at my roster, is missing a big piece on offense in Cal Anderson. And being that it's a 5-goal game already, I think Anderson would have made a big difference had he been out there here in this one for the Tomahawks. But they got to go to work without him here, as Matt Jones looking to step up and lead his team. Gets it over to Cash Jacobs. Nearly tucks that one home. Just misses wide. Jones with the second attempt. Wide of the net goes the shot. Possession to the WarChiefs. Ball onto the far side here for the Seneca WarChiefs. Quickly move to Colton Huff on the near boards. Huff looking to get into the middle. Huff, bounce shot, looking for that bottom right corner, but Tanyan Davis says no. His pass into some traffic here allows the Tomahawks to come away with it, as we have some extracurriculars going on behind the play, as Garen John got mixed up with Keegan Stevens. Stevens delivered an extra shot that will give possession to the WarChiefs here with 11:42 remaining in the third period. Kennedy with a shot off the pad of Davis, but a penalty coming up here against the Junior Tomahawks will send the WarChiefs to the power play. And Garen John, doing a little bit of extra talking, will get rung up himself, as I could see him chatting from up here. So he'll be assessed an unsportsmanlike penalty, as there you see the penalty going against Keegan Stevens. So we'll be all even, and now the ball will go to Tuscarora, being that Garen John and the WarChiefs took the second penalty. So we'll be 4-on-4 here for the next 2 minutes. Matt Jones flips it to Jake Gansworth in the corner. Gansworth over to Stevens. Or Cash Jacobs, excuse me. Jacobs lost a handle on that one. Picked up here by the WarChiefs. Good job by the WarChiefs. Mohawk to scoop that one up. His teammate Antonio Palat did a good job boxing out as well. Mohawk takes a slash there from Hayes, but calmly able to pass the ball forward, as Joise John flips it to Ethan Steeprock. Now into the near boards. Back to John. Croy Snow off the bench with some fresh legs. He scores. No. Official going to say in the crease, and now it looks like a penalty call coming up against Mike Hayes and the Junior Tomahawks. Lot to look at here in this replay. Let's check it out. As the shot towed that line. I don't know if it quite made it in. And I think the penalty was the slash here from Hayes. Right there, it was our top official that called it, so it wasn't in the shot there, unfortunately, but close play at the net. But either way, no goal is the call, and now we'll have some 4-on-3 lacrosse. This game has had every combination just about of players on the floor, as no shortage of penalties here in this game, but it has still been quite the entertaining affair here, as Bryce Beto picks the ball up in the crease. Beto looking to go on a run here, having to go up against two WarChiefs, sends a long ball forward that his teammate Evan Fryer is able to pick up. Good work by Fryer. Here's Beto getting to the net, kick save from Brendan D. What a beauty. Stop. Now Kennedy the other way. Davis with an incredible save. Both goaltenders stepping up big for their teams, as both benches getting excited here for their netminders. Ball knocked to the floor by Beto. He's swinging some heavy slashes out there as well, trying to get control. Into the corner, Viavata has it. Viavata, swim move, ducks in between defenders now, splits that double team. Great work by Viavata. He's going to do wonders with St. Bonaventure in the future. Not hard to see why Randy Mearns wanted to bring him there, as he got to spend some time recruiting him, got the chance to talk with Randy before the game, and he talked about how much he loves watching Cameron Viavata play, and talked about just how great of a guy he is and someone that he really wanted to bring to Bonaventure at that time. As with 9:10 remaining here in the third period of play, we have a timeout on the floor as we will step aside. It is a 10-5 lead for the WarChiefs here on Blue Squatch Productions.
We would like to thank all of our sponsors on behalf of the Junior Tuscarora Tomahawks. Kippo Chevrolet, thank you Kippo Chevrolet. TMG Tarbell Management Group. Nico Petroleum LLC. Dental Care Associates.
Joe Ciccone Chrysler Complex.
Back now on Blue Squatch Productions as the Junior Tomahawks have the ball and look to go to work on the attack as they're still trying to kill off a penalty. A heavy shot there was soaked in front by Jordy Cook as his teammates cheer him on for that one. That's going to hurt now, but you get the admiration and the approval from your teammates, being able to block that shot, the willingness to do so. That is going to earn you a lot of respect, especially with, as I mentioned, the teammates, but also that great coaching staff the WarChiefs had. Those plays don't go unnoticed as the pass from Kennedy goes off the board. Steep Rock gets a hold of it. Shot is stopped by Davis. Not a shot clock violation. The reset now given as we are back to even strength with just over 8 minutes remaining here in the third period. It is a 5-goal lead for the WarChiefs. The Tomahawks going to have to go on a run here soon. They want to get back into this one. Snow behind the back looking for Kennedy. Can't find him. Here is Kennedy. Off the feed from John. Denied by Davis. Once again, Tanyan Davis makes another big save. He has been excellent here in this one for the Junior Tomahawks. But right now they need to get him some offensive support here, as only 5 goals not going to be enough. As another nice save made by Davis. That one heard it hit the pad here. No reset was given, but it don't matter. Croy Snow picks up the Lucy and buries it. Too many resets and too many chances for the WarChiefs as they extend the lead up to 6. And there you see Snow pick it up. Simple shot to the far side post for him. Able to beat Davis and make this a 6-goal lead now for the Seneca WarChiefs. Here's Jake Bush right off the draw. Flipping it over to his teammate Adam Kyler, but he can't get to it. Taken away by Luke Smeater as those two face-off men have battled all game long. Smeater has got the best of Bush here in this game, but Jake Bush very good on the draws. He'll rebound, I'm sure, in the Tomahawks' next contest. Bounce shot, score! Colton Huff buries that one. An excellent shot from Huff, the 12th goal of the game for the WarChiefs. And when they get rolling, you can feel it as Huff is here and the lead continues to grow. Bush battling here with Smeater off the draw. Can't come away with that one. Luke Smeater doing some more good work on the draws for the Seneca WarChiefs here with just under 7 minutes to go in regulation time. John's pass goes up off the glass into the middle of the floor, scooped up now by Hayes. Hayes looking to leg this one out. Hayes trying to get into some open space. Hayes into the middle. Viavato with the shot. Save made by D. Back the other way. Kennedy gets the pass off to Stevens in the corner. Gets it back and he scores. Goals coming quick now for the WarChiefs as they lead it 13-5. Initially, Stevens had a tough time controlling that pass, but does a good job to locate it. Gets it right back to Kennedy, who picks the top right corner for what is his third goal of the game. That's a hat trick, as he's now got 5 in the last 2 games at least, as I have him having 2 last night against Tonawanda. He is going to be a major player at the next level for years to come, Jaden Kennedy. As I mentioned before, got to see him with Newtown for a little bit earlier in the season, and I thought he was just a senior player. He looked so good with the Golden Eagles. He could easily play seniors every game right now. He does not look out of place whatsoever, but he has been dominant here at the junior level with the WarChiefs. Now Jake Gansworth looking to be dominant here for the Tomahawks. Loses control, able to shield it for his teammate Ferguson to pick it up, but loses control. Stick knocked right out of his hands. Bear Martin doing the defending work for the WarChiefs as he does a good job to secure possession now for Seneca. Owen Callahan working hard against Ferguson. Callahan goes up top for Croy Snow. Jaden Kennedy rocking the 83 swim move. Gets a switch into the middle. Shot on wide of the net. Callahan let it fly. Loose ball in front. Knocked to the floor. There was Ferguson. Shot on. Stopped by Davis. What a crazy sequence that was. But the junior Tomahawks able to come away unscathed. Here's Jet Richardson. Jet Richardson, 27 career ground balls at Roberts Wesleyan. 12 caused turnovers as the Red Hawk did a good job getting the ball up the floor, as now we're getting some chatter down on the floor between Matt Jones and Randall John, as they will both head to the penalty box as the chatter continues. Hopefully nothing escalates further, but both will head to the penalty box and sit down for a minute. As we see Greg in the chat, didn't know he was a junior player either. Yeah, I know. That's how good Jaden Kennedy is. He looks like a senior right now, but he's still a junior. I'm not sure of his age at the moment, but if he has some more eligibility left, man, it could get scary quickly for the other teams, as Kennedy, an impressive player, along with many others here on this WarChiefs team. No shortage of talent here for the Seneca WarChiefs, as we're 4-on-4. Mike Hayes has the ball in his stick, looking to get to the net, looking to beat D to the 5-hole, but a nice save for Brendan D. Cash Jacobs finds Hayes. Outside look there, denied by D. Loose ball squirts out for Kyler. Kyler gets it down low. Jacobs with the shot. What a save, Brandon D. Another one for D. As the whistle is blown here off the violation, possession awarded to Tuscarora. Brandon D. stepping up here late in the game for the WarChiefs. Bush able to get it in the direction of Hayes, who has trouble getting a hold of it, as he's now got to fight Troy Kennedy for the loose ball. Hayes pressed him against the glass and was committing a violation in the process, so possession goes to the Seneca WarChiefs as Simon White has it along the near side. He will not push. does the smart thing, waits for some teammates to come off the bench, and then goes for a change. No need for the WarChiefs to hurry up here, take their time, and drain the rest of this clock as they look to get out of here with their 4th win of the season. Garen John over to the near side now. Huff up top. Freeman with a shot. Save made by Davis. Loose ball in front was picked up by Joyce John, but I believe they said he went into the crease to do so. Possession will go to the Tomahawks, as we got over 100 watching this great tilt between these two teams. The first place Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks and the third place Seneca WarChiefs. In just under 3 minutes, the WarChiefs will rise in the standings up to second place, as they will take sole possession of second. Six Nations Fire will drop to third. Both teams will be tied on 4 wins, but the WarChiefs will be 4 for 4, the Fire 4 for 6, so they got 2 losses, so they will drop down to third. Seneca will improve to second place as they look to keep on climbing the standings. Shot there coming from the WarChiefs, Antonio Palat, but a nice save made by Tanyan Davis once again. An arm stop here as Bear Martin controls that loose ball. Heavy hit out near midfield as Jet Richardson knocks his man to the floor. Everybody up and all right as no penalty called on the play. Richardson able to get the ball to safety on the far side of the floor for Brian Jestrep. Now Mike Hayes looking to go on a run. Hayes, toe drag, trying to get to the net. Gets a switch. Now has Palat on him. Has Gansworth off the bench. Gansworth winds up, fires, but Bear Martin there to block that one. Another block shot here for the WarChiefs. They're not quite blocking them like the Bandits, but they're doing a good job of getting in front of that ball. Freeman has a lane right to the net, and he scores. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot under any circumstance give Brian Freeman a lane to the net like that. He will make you pay, as he does here. Great first move to get past Stevens. Lane right to the cage. No one picks him up as he beats Davis. As Tanyan Davis will get a rest here for the last minute 25. Not really his fault, as a quick shot on Randy Chrysler III, as he's playing up and tested here late, as I'd have to imagine that's the son of Randy Chrysler Jr., a great goalie for the Tuscarora Senior Tomahawks, as we were running the hidden ball trick there were the WarChiefs. Chrysler III didn't know where it was, ended up in the back of the net as everybody thought Garen John had it, and instead it was up top with Joyce John, but a illegal pick will take that goal off the board, as the WarChiefs now under a minute to play on the verge of their 4th win of the season. Another dominant game at times here for the WarChiefs. The Tomahawks, I felt like, were really in this game at points, especially at the start of the second. They were tied up 3-3. So they had chances here to get in this game. Let's not forget earlier, back in the first period of play, over 8 straight minutes of power play time for the Junior Tomahawks, but no goals in that stretch. When you're looking back on this game and looking at some of the opportunities throughout, that will probably go down as the biggest missed opportunity for the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks in this game to get going early, as possession will go to Tuscarora at a holding call with 6.1 seconds to go, coming up against the WarChiefs' Troy Kennedy. And the Junior Tomahawks will have one quick power play here as the clock starts running. Not going to have enough time to do much of anything, as Hayes is stopped. The ball does squeak in, but well after the buzzer sounds, and we have gone final. The final score in this one, The Seneca WarChiefs 14. The Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks 5. A great game for the WarChiefs as they were up to the challenge. As I mentioned, Tuscarora was testing the WarChiefs at points during this game. They knew it, and they responded accordingly. They played a very good game here tonight that allowed them to pick up their 4th win of the season. They are still unbeaten as Darius Kilgore's squad remains 4-0 as they climb the First Nations Junior B Lacrosse League standings. Now into second place, the Junior Tomahawks will fall to 5-2 as their only 2 defeats of the season coming against this Seneca WarChiefs team. WarChiefs have just been the power for the last however many years since the league has started. 9-1 record last year, 10-2 the year prior, 10-1-1 in 2022. A combined 4 games lost in the regular season by this team over the last 3 years. It is not hard to see why they have been running over the First Nations League so far this year. Just including this game, 5 goals against, the most the WarChiefs have given up this season. As for the entire year, they have only given up 14 goals. In 4 games this season. They scored 14 in just this game alone. As we will give you one last quick look at the WarChiefs' upcoming schedule. They have 4 big games coming up in 5 days, 3 in a row, as they take on the Fire, Braves, and Tomahawks down at the Cattaraugus Community Center. Be sure to check those out. Those should be some exciting games. And then one more time, a look at the Junior Tomahawk schedule as they will head on the road for that game against the WarChiefs, stay on the road against the Fire, then back here on July 2nd for a date with the Tonawanda Junior Braves. You ready? No? Okay. Sure, yeah, we'll get you at the next home game. Absolutely. Have a good night. As we say goodbye to our friends here inside the arena, we will say goodbye to all of you watching at home. Thank you all so very much for the support. One of our best games this season. As I take one more look at the chat, WC boys are on fire. Yeah, those WarChiefs boys are rolling. Great teamwork. Yeah, good pointing that out Sunday, John. I know I mentioned it earlier. The depth very apparent here when looking at this WarChiefs team. They really have it in spades here today. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate the love in the chat as we will say goodbye here for now. One more time, the final score of this one. The Seneca WarChiefs 14, the Tuscarora Junior Tomahawks 5. I have been Trevor Butts saying so long and thank you for watching Blue Squatch Productions. Sweet. We are clear. Our peak was 108.